Good morning. How are you all? Am I audible? Am I audible? Manoj, 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 mute your audio. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So I hope you enjoyed the password cracking. Any of you are succeeded? Any of you are succeeded? Keep trying until you get succeeded. There is only one solution for that. Okay. So in the last session, we have discussed about some viruses, types of viruses we have seen. Today, viruses, types of viruses and phishing we have seen. Today we are going to discuss about the Trojan horse, Trojan horses. Best example is Trojan horse. If I go with the image, then it is easy to understand. So see, the horse, it is designed in the shape of horse, but the inside the content is hidden inside the horse, means weapons, then soldiers are hiding in this horse, and while carrying and while going in the war field, they are carrying this horses along with the other soldiers. So when they reach the destination, the attack field, then the hidden weapons, hidden soldiers comes out of this horse, and they are trying to attack the victims. Here in computer technology also, the Trojan is a program which is hidden. Either it is hidden in the image format or it is hidden in the attachment files. It is not visible to the user who is going to utilize any software or the hardware or any of the links, he is going to click on that. So this is termed to be as a Trojan horse. So another good example is here. Within the Trojan, so it is looking like a normal horse, but the content inside this normal horse is a some hazardous and harmful content it has. So they are carrying these kind of horses in the warfare to attack the targets. So Trojan Horse is a program in which malicious or harmful code is contained inside apparently harmless programming. It is looking like harmless programming, but content of that programming might be harmful and malicious. And also many a times in the normal program code, this script is inserted along with the normal programming. That's also a Trojan horse uh, programming or data in such a way that it can get control and cause harm. So that's why many a times the experts, cyber experts, that they are giving advice: don't click unknown web links. If you receive the email which is not known to you, means come from the original intender source of sender, if he or she don't know no, then don't try to open the email itself. Don't click on the download links or the unknown links. Why? The reason is there is a chances of malicious code inserted in such kind of the programs or the files or the attachments or the links. So get into the system from number of ways, including web browser. So Trojan horses enter into your local system. Uh, it uses the web browser, like what we are using here: Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, UC browsers, many DuckDuckGo, many internet browsers are found. If the browser, if it is unknown, means not popular, means there is a chances of flaw in the browser uh, that might uses that flaw to enter into your local system. So there is a possibility to enter your local system through the email attachments, like via email by sending the spam mail or phishing mail to make you the prey for the hacker, or with the software downloaded from the internet. Many times we are downloading free software like video cutters, then WinZip, free versions of WinZip, free versions of extract softwares, the video software, audio software, photo editing softwares, open sources. If it is defined as open source, and you are downloading from the known website, that is fine. But unknown website, it is free. There is a chances of injecting the malicious code in such softwares. So Trojans do not replicate themselves, but they can be equally destructive. So by looking into this figure, Trojans are not like worms. Worms, they are self-replicative and penetrate into the multiple system over the network. They spread across the networks. Whereas Trojans are themselves, they are not executing, but still they are, when once they enter into your system, then whenever you are going with any of the key events, keyboard events or mouse events, click events or touch events, so when the program is launches, when you are opening the program, there is a possibility of destroying your system. Either impact might be a less or moderate or the high impact. It depends on the Trojan content of that Trojan program. So examples of threats by Trojans, which are the threats that can be due to your local system by the Trojans are erase, overwrite or corrupt data on computer. So because it is a computer software program, how you design that? For example, if I say delete, if suppose I am designing the code such a that delete star dot star, what it is going to do? Anybody have the idea of it? File, I am saving it as, save this file as, so del delete command dot exe, executable file. So I am saving on the desktop. What it is going to affect on the system? So it is converted as an executable file. When you click on this, definitely it is going to delete all the files which is present in a folder. Let us see, let us take one example of deletion. A dummy creation I'll do, then it is for easy for the demonstration. So folder is dummy. Some files are there. Just take some files like text document, file one. The file one, it has some content in this file. Okay, save it. There are suppose so many program files are there in that dummy file. If you define that command in this dummy file as, if you are deleting this, when you apply del star dot star is nothing but deleting any file which is present in this folder of any extension. Suppose this has a file1.txt, the file1 copy may be the file type is doc type. uh, so another file one copy 9 is somewhere it is a jpg file, or some another file it is maybe in the another copy is tiff file. Okay, so any kind of file, suppose copy 7 is an file of executable file. So if you create this, the file content is different. Okay, so the content of this folder is dummy folder is dummy. Delete star dot star executable command. Okay. Now when you click on a particular this one, it is see to find software publisher. This app cannot run on your PC. Oh, yeah. So rather than executable, I'm going to rename as batch file, bat command, bat batch file. So when you click on this bat, it is executed. So you check within the dummy any files are there. Yes, files are there. Oh, I think syntax font. 1 second. Batch file. Edit. Desktop. Desktop. C colon batch file. uh, Batch file creation syntax to delete all files. Star.text, delete all files, any read-only settings slash f, all files containing delete slash s. Oh, I need to use the delete command directly. If I use delete command directly beginning, it is trying to delete all the files present in the system. So uh, delete star.star within this delete command del within the system. If any files are present, you don't have to delete it. Delete slash s in this directory. In this directory. Okay. This is the way to experiment yourself with the deletion of the file. Still, it is not executed. I'll check the syntax and back to you. Okay. This is the way it is looking like a normal program. Sometimes what they will do, they are creating the batch files and they are going to change the folder type. They are going to change the folder type by assigning uh, other some of the other settings for this batch file. They are hiding this content in your doc file. Let us say the document file it is going to create. So in this, they are going to insert this within this doc file. So using the insert object. So insert object, create from a file, go to the browser. So you can select that the batch command, insert link to file, display as icon. You can change the icon of that file as like this utility, like file. It is going to insert onto your document. Then you save this document. So close this one. Whenever the persons are going to open by using double click. So what I defined in that file is only deleting when you execute that batch file. You can code like if you want to not only deleting, if you want to create multiple copy of the existing files, from that you are disturbing the intended normal services. Okay. So whenever you can define, you can write a script in this batch file, whenever the double click, whenever you are defining for the double click, so in that case it is going to automatically creating a multiple files of entire disk. Then it is going to occupy the the free space of the system. It disturbs the normal functioning of the operating system. So several ways you can design the Trojan horse. This is one example of creating the such kind of the uh, Trojans. Okay. Yes, it is here. The command is echo. Oh yeah, command is this. Let us test this one. Uh, Edit G. In our case, it is the path is this. Path is this. Star. I'm going to use because different set of files are there, not single file. So star. Then displaying echo done. So echo done. Once successful, uh, it is displaying done message. Check with this. Still unable to delete. Let me check with the syntax of it. This is the one way of creating the simple script. It is able to delete the uh, files. Okay. Suppose with the dot instead of dot, so txt only such file. If it is, let us see whether it works or not. No. Okay, let me check the syntax and we'll be back. Okay, this is the one way of creating a simple Trojan. So erase, overwrite or corrupt data on computer. The second example of Trojans are help to spread other malware. So in this code, you are providing the path of the another malware to run. So after execution of first line of code, when you double click or single click, depending on the click event, it is defined by in the script. So then in this code again, you are going to provide the path of the new virus to execute, and it is going to be execute after executing this command, and this virus is going to be triggered. Means Trojan can be used to spread trigger the other malwares which has written in the script. So means chain of malwares they can execute from a single Trojan. So activate or interfere with antivirus and firewall. So means launching the writing a script in such a way that you are preventing the functioning of normal use of the antivirus and firewall. So if you are destroying the normal functioning of antivirus, then your antivirus program is unable to identify which is the malicious code and which is the normal program of execution. Because if you modify the signatures, virus signatures, if you modify the database of the antivirus signature, then the antivirus program may not identify properly which is virus or malicious software. In that case, your antivirus program is not work as you expected. So similarly, firewalls filters unwanted traffic which is coming from the internet world. So if you write a script to deactivate the firewall, like switch off the firewall, you are triggering whenever you want to penetrate into system. If you switch off the firewall, it bypasses the firewall and directly packets enter into the system. Okay, so this is the different way of creating Trojans. Allow to remote access to your computer. Again, with the help of a TCP reverse connection, you can penetrate into the computer system. You can write a script, set of lines. You can write a script and send a file to click or download or just mouse click, depends on that. It is going to be access the remote control remote computers of yours. Upload and download the files without users knowledge. Many a times whenever we are downloading free software, along with free software, maybe you observed one or the other time small file of some kb of the file is also it is going to be downloaded, but maybe you are not noticed. Without your knowledge, the intended file download along with the additional file it is going to be downloaded. So while uploading also, so once your local system is infected with Trojan, whenever you are uploading, a copy of the Trojan file is also going to be attached along with the uploading. So in such a way that they are scripting. So gather, there is here who, hacker or the attacker. Gather email addresses and use them for spam. So email address, collecting the email addresses over the internet, and that emails are using for the spam mail sending. Keep on sending mails whether wanted or unwanted, to disrupt the regular normal services. Slow down, restart or shut down the system. So if you write the code like here, shut down, shut down, shut down the system, whenever you click on that, the system is going to be shut down. So you are writing some scripts within the Trojan. If how you are writing, slow down means it is keep on multiplying its programs and spread across the system, and it is trying to occupy the ram memory. When ram memory is getting filled, obviously the performance of the computer is coming down. Even though you have a lot of space in the hard disk, but no space in the ram memory, the system becomes slow. There is a possible to write such kind of scripts. And restart or shut down the system. Reinstall themselves after being disabled. So reinstall themselves after being disabled. Suppose if you are using sophisticated antivirus or the malware scanners, if you disable them, again, whenever you restart the system, whenever the rebooting happen, restart of your system happen, again some Trojans, they again enable themselves, even though if you disable them again and again. So disable task manager or control panel. Sometimes probably the services of the task manager or the control panel is not being accessed by you as a original user. It is going to disable, means it is going to uncheck the services which is defined for you to use the task manager or control panels. Copy fake links to false websites, display promo sites, play sounds, videos, and display images. So links will be there. Bitly links, bit. Maybe you observe some of the links, short form links, bit.ly / something is there. You don't know which is the original intender. If it is comes from unknown person, click here, get a 50% offer discount in Amazon. Click here, you will get surprised. Such kind of messages it will come in. Usually it comes in the WhatsApp groups, right? They are trying to create an interest to click on the false link which has been sent. So whenever you click, there is a chances of having a fake links. It might redirect at the background of your mobile phone. It is redirecting to some other vulnerable sites. Then there in that site, it is displaying like promo sites, promotional sites, So today offer only 10 minutes. So if you book now before 9:30, it will get delivered by 10:30 and of 70% discount. Means they are creating a urgency of clicking those links to compromise and to attack on you. So play sounds sometimes, especially ringtones. Whenever we download ringtones, there is a chances of content of malicious content along with the sounds of the video and display images. So display images is maybe come from the malicious injected code. It is termed to be as a steganography. This is one of the hot topic of cryptography and cyber security. So we will discuss it, I think, a little later. Log keystrokes to steal info such as password or credit card number. These kind of programs you can write under a term to be as a Trojan horses. Okay, intention. Depending on the intention of the attacker, you can write a script and launch. While launching, you can choose the method of launching. Whether you want to create it as a batch file or executable file, or you want to send it as a link to the target victim, or you want to send it as a email attachment or the web link or you want to embed that into a audio file, image file, how you want to do. So it depends on that. You can create that Trojan horses. Even keyboard loggers and spywares also a one kind of Trojan horses. Any question? Backdoor. I hope I made you understand, right? No response?
We understood, sir.
Yeah, fine. So, backdoor. Backdoor is actually, this is meant for developer point of view. This backdoor, usually what the developer will do, developer will not come to the conclusion that whatever they have developed, that program or the software or the code, whether it is complete in all respect. Because as we are aware that no software program in this world is 100% perfect, because it is timeline dependent. Today might be the software because a requirement of the client they have developed. Tomorrow the client requirement might change. Obviously, whatever they have given that software to the client, it may not work or act according to the new requirement of the client. So that's why what the developer will do, once they are launched that software to the client, they are going to access that software using the backdoor. Backdoor is nothing but it's a troubleshooting. They are troubleshooting, they are adding new component to the existing software which is deployed in the client place. For example, you assume your client is in Gurgaon. You are the developer is in Bangalore. So your person went to install the software onto the system of the client or number of systems of the client. After certain days, 6 months down the line, again client requirement changes. So they are communicating. It is difficult to carry all the system to your place, or it is difficult to move from one person from your place to that place to install that one, because now pandemic. What is the situation? That's why most of the time programmers are going to create a one entry point to the software which they have developed, that is termed to be as a backdoor. So backdoor means of access to a computer program that bypass security mechanisms. This is very interesting. See, the even developers also have hackers. Even developers also have hackers, but ethical we can term to be as ethical hackers because they have a permission to access the software which they have developed for their employer. Okay, programmer use it for troubleshooting the backdoor entry which bypasses the security mechanisms of the system, and they are going to troubleshoot if any exception which is unforeseen exception maybe raises by the system. If they want to correct it, they are troubleshooting through this path that is termed to be as a backdoor. So attackers often use backdoors that they detect or install themselves as a part of an exploit. Attackers also, because attackers, as you are aware that attackers are finding the vulnerabilities or the path of entering into the system or the penetration or the finding weaknesses in the system. The weakness, the backdoor is also a weakness of the system because it bypasses the security. When it bypasses security, it is a short path to the attacker. So attacker often use backdoors that they detect or install themselves as a part of an exploit. Once they enter into the system, they are leaving a footprint there by injecting the malicious software. What for later stage or the immediate stage, they are going to exploit that system and they will take that system under their control. So works in background and hides from user. Most dangerous parasite as it allows a malicious person to perform any possible action. See, the backdoor is a most dangerous. The reason is that not only the developer going to access the system, the attackers or hacker is also having a gaining an access of such kind of backdoors. So obviously once it is easy for them to enter into the backdoor, obviously they are going to do some malicious activity within the system. Programmers sometimes leave such backdoor in their software for diagnostic and troubleshooting purposes. But attackers are waiting for a chance to enter into the system by discovering these kind of backdoor entries. Usually, the backdoor entries are not documented in the software documentation. Software documentation also helps you to gather the information about the software which has been developed by the several programmers. So usually backdoor entries are not documented. If it is also documented, then attacker information gathering system works well. Okay, this is about the backdoor. Then what a backdoor does. So what a backdoor does, it allow an attacker to create, delete, rename, copy or edit any file. So what the backdoor which will do, when the attacker enter into system, he or she can create, she can delete, she can rename, he can copy, he can edit any file because he gained the access of the system. Change any system setting also. After window registry also they can make the changes. If you touch on the registry, window registry, some of the softwares third-party services that might installed using this are going to behave in different way. So you can have a control of run, control and terminate application. Install arbitrary software they can do. Then to control computer hardware devices, modify related setting, shut down or a restart computer without asking for user permission. These are all the nonsense things they can do when they gain the access of the victim system. Steals sensitive personal information, logs user activity, tracks web browsing habits, etc. Suppose assume myself I'm entered into my the some victim system, so I can access the sensitive personal information because the system is consist of most of the thing are personal files which it has. I can access those things. User logs activity, you can use the event weaver uh, weaver you can access the user logs user activity, tracks web browsing habits, etc and so on. So you can just use event weaver. So who has entered into the system, you are going to, you can clear the who has used the which application on which date, what is that, when it was accessed, all the events it is going to generate in the log. You can clear the log, or whatever you want to do. You can delete the log, you can rename whatever you want to do on the log activities, you can change if, as an attacker. uh, Record key stored, install the key logging programs inside your system without your knowledge, and whatever you do, the typing and all, everything is going to be recorded there. If you are logging into your bank account also, it is recording. If you are typing a normal emails also, it is going to be recorded. Everything it is going to be recorded with the help of key loggers. Probably there is a possibility of when they gain access of your system, there is a possibility of installing the key loggers which is not identified by your antivirus program or the firewall programs. In such cases you are losing everything because the attacker gained a control of your entire system. Finally you are end up with the tragedy. Sends all gathered data to predefined email address, infects files, corrupts installed app and damage entire system, distributes infected files to remote computers and perform attack against hacker-defined remote host. They are using your system as a attacking system because they are not invested any of their infrastructure. They gain the access of your system. Through the access of your system, they might launch the attacks from your system. Ultimately you will become the attacker of the other systems. So you are become a intermediary attacker of the other systems. This is all possible through do with the backdoor entries by the attackers. Installed hidden FTP server that can be used by malicious person, whichever the sending the mails, attachments, etc. and so on. Whatever if you do, they all keep monitoring like man in the middle attack, MIMT, man in the middle attack, MITM. So degrade internet connection speed and overall system performance, provide uninstall feature and hides processes, files and other objects to complicate its removal as much as possible. Sometimes it is difficult to remove the installed software. It is not allowing, it is not allowing like denied, you cannot uninstall, you don't have authorized uninstaller, etc and so on. Such kind of the files going to be installed in your system. It hides the some of the processes, important processes which is running behind your seen by the operating system is going to be hidden. Some of the important files like dark DLL files also can be hidden. So all these nonsense activities can be carried out by the hackers once they gain the access through the backdoor entry. And some of the examples of backdoor Trojans are back office verify, enable user to control a computer running the Microsoft Windows OS from remote location. So they can operate your Windows if you connected with the power connection. They can enable switch on your computer and switch off your computer from the remote places because they have gained the access of your system when it was on. They have written the code in such a way that even if your system is unattended but plug in with the power socket, they can utilize your system for their purposes. So it's called to be as a back verifies, defrost, bifrost. In fact, Windows 95 through Vista, it's a old Trojan. Nowadays, we are using the latest versions of Windows. SAP doors, Onapsis Bizploit. Let me check what is this Onapsis Bizploit. It is a SAP penetration testing framework to assist security professionals in the discovery, exploration, and vulnerability assessment. So this is meant for testing framework to test for all the who anybody enter into your system or not. Such kind of activities it is going to be traced. How to protect from Trojan horses and backdoors. Stay away from suspect websites and web links. Always it is recommended, always it is advisable the websites which are not known to you, with the website which are web links which is not come from the known sources. Try to don't click on such kind of the web links, or don't browse such kind of websites which is not known earlier. So stay away from suspect websites or web links. Surf on the web cautiously. Don't browse the web browsers like ignorant, because the same ignorant is exploiting by the attackers at any point of time. Maybe some of you are thinking that what we have, we are the students, what we have in our account not more than 5,000 rupees. What the credential we have? Nothing, no. Why we should worry much about all those things? See, today you are the student of professional student. They are hacking your personally identifiable information and they are retaining the same. So today they are not hijacking you. After down the line 5 to 10 years, you become a software engineer and you have a lot of the money with the accounts, and the financial status will be improved. Then they are going to try to use your credentials to hack. So everything is going to happen today or the on click. No, not like that. They are whenever they can, they want to exploit you, they can exploit. So that's why today, if today onwards, at least be cautiously whenever you are clicking on the some links on the websites. Install antivirus and keep it up to date. That is very important. Everyone we do installing antivirus, but most of us we are not updating the antivirus frequently. So Trojan remover software needs to be installed in every computer system. Trojan remover software. So once in a while, once in a week, schedule this Trojan remover software. Then you can utilize that. You can scan the system if any Trojans are available. It is trying to remove. Again, the very important thing is you need to keep updating the softwares then and then. Okay. Any questions? Trojans and backdoors? Okay. Fine. So let us understand the steganography. Let us understand the steganography in the next class. Okay. Now we'll have a quiz session. Quiz from USN. Which is the USN? 31, right? 31 to 35. Before that, I'll take the attendance. Answer attendance. Any questions are there? Are you enjoying the password cracking?
It's very hard to break, so still figuring out.
Yeah, that is required. Patience is the one important characteristics of the actor.
Yes, sir.
I am checking the patience, not
Okay.
whether you are succeeding that or not. That is different. Don't worry about that. But keep on trying is very important till you succeed.
Okay, sir.
If you have that quality, definitely will become a cyber professional. No doubt at all. Answer your attendance. I'll stop recording.